Splenda, also known as TT, and I am going to do some biscuits today. These are going to be some keto-friendly biscuits, so I'll be using almond flour in these, and that's what I'm going to do for today. I'm going to be using these little mini silicone pads here because I'm going to use my biscuits to make some breakfast sandwiches for my food prep. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. For this particular recipe, for a full-size biscuit, this would make 6. So I'm thinking that this is going to do 12. So I'll be able to use both of the silicone pads with this recipe. It calls for a 1.5 cups and 1 tablespoon of almond flour. It calls for about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of baking soda, a tablespoon of sweetener, and that's all your dry ingredients. And then for the wet ingredients, we're going to take 4 of these eggs, separate them, and we're going to use the egg whites only and whip them up. That's why I have my stand mixer here. So let me go ahead and get the dry ingredients prepped. So how y'all been today? I had a pretty good day. It was cold here again in Clearwater. Woke up this morning, y'all, it was in the 40s. And I'm like, oh my goodness, y'all trying to make us sick around here. And I am kind of feeling under the weather. But I'm going to make me a hot toddy before I go to bed, and that should knock it right on out. So we'll be good to go. Yeah, these biscuits, I got this recipe from Low Carb Love. She has a great recipe for biscuits. Y'all need to go on her page and look her up. She has an amazing page and lots of nice recipes for people that are keto friendly. You know, who trying to live a keto lifestyle. She has some great recipes on there. And like all recipes, I kind of take it and make it my own. But this one I kind of follow straight because I'm just going to do a breakfast biscuit. A regular old biscuit. My measuring cup will not fit inside of this thing, so I have to kind of spoon it out. And that can make a mess all over the counter. And we're not going to worry about that today. So I got my handy dandy measuring spoons here. I'm going to measure out 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I won't see it. Put some in my hand. And that's about it. And we're going to do 1 tablespoon of sweetener. And I think I've told you before that I use Splenda. Yeah, some people use Swerve and erythritol and all this other kind of stuff. But I like Splenda. There's no aftertaste. It's not bitter. To me, stevia leaves a bitter taste in your mouth like you're sucking on a pin. And I don't like that at all. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, we're gonna use a half a stick of cold butter. We're gonna cut that up. Just give me a sec. Let me get some of this almond flour off of here. I hope you can see. All right, and then half a stick of cold butter. Now, you can freeze the butter if you want. The colder, the better. But my refrigerator is really, 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 really cold. So it feels like it's frozen. All right. So 4 tablespoons or half a stick of butter. And you do not want to melt the butter. You don't want to do that. And you kind of want to, not mess with it too much, because the heat of your hands will start to melt it. And you want it good and cold so our biscuits will be fluffy. That's what I'm doing now. Okay, I'm doing this, and then what I'm going to do is put this in the refrigerator until I get my egg whites whipped up. Because we don't want it to melt. I'm just going to sit it in there. Let me wash my hands right quick. Very good. So now I'm going to preheat my oven. So I'm going to preheat that to 350. I'm going to go ahead and get my egg white separated. Now, I don't separate eggs. I do not separate egg whites well. Okay? I need to move the camera a little bit here. The stuff I need is behind it. Getting a bowl. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate it into this bowl first and then add it in here. Because what happens is, if you get any yolk in your egg white, it won't whip up. And I done told you, I do not separate eggs well at all. I'm using my hand. I'm not seeing nothing. I'm doing this in silence. I seem to be doing pretty good. I don't want to jinx myself. There we go. Oh yeah, that one went pretty well. And let's do one more. Oh no. Ooh, it fell in there. Oh, I saved that one. Ooh, that almost was a disaster. All right. That is wonderful. All right, y'all, I did pretty good. Let me bring this over here. And I'm going to whip these up. Yep, everything looks good. Very well, very good. So once I get these whipped up, we'll be back. All right, so the egg whites are whipped up. This is how they look. Nice stiff peaks. And we're going to add our dry ingredients to that. We sure are. Set here. All right, let me unplug this. Coffee up a little bit. Let's get a little bit more light. I don't know, to me it always looks dark. All right, so we're gonna put these dry ingredients into our egg whites, a little bit at a time. And we're gonna fold them in so as not to deflate the egg whites. And we're just kind of folding, just kind of doing a scooping motion so the egg whites don't deflate. And we have some of the airiness, but we want to get everything well combined. That looks great. So this is how it's gonna look. There's like a little dough that it forms. Let's see if I can get the rest of it in there. We'll just, try to get all of them. So that's good. Let's move this out the way. All right, so now we're gonna get our silicone pans. Now, you can spray some oil on them. I'm not gonna do that because nothing sticks to this. I'm gonna use the ice cream scoop, and I'm just gonna portion everything out first. Okay. This might just make 6. I don't know how she got. Well, hers were kind of small, thin. Mine not gonna be thin. So we'll do these 6, and then I'll do another batch. It didn't take long at all, to tell you the truth. Alright. I'm not going to leave any of this batter. Let me show you how it looks. So this is how it looks. We're going to take another, a clean spatula. And we're just going to kind of get it all down into the corners. Well, not the corners, but you know, get it down into the mold. You don't want to, you know, pat it down too far because it'll defeat the purpose of whipping up the egg whites. But just gently kind of spread it out. Get it into a biscuit shape. Alright. And we're going to see how it go. I'm going to do this one first, and then if I like it, we'll do another one. So, I'm going to put it into the oven. We're going to put it in here for about 8 minutes or so. And we're going to see what happens. Alright, so I will come back once these are done. They're on 350, and we're going to cook them from about 7 to 10 minutes. I'm shooting for 8, okay? So I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, and we have some beautiful brown biscuits here. I'm going to show you one. They're kind of hot still. But there they are. Beautiful. You can slice these in half. They smell good. Let me see if I got a knife. Yeah, I got this one. So let's see. So you would slice it in half. Delicious. See that? And I have these egg rounds that I made earlier. It's just some egg and onions, bell pepper, and there's some breakfast sausage in there. I made them in the same little round. And I would just put this like that. And there's my breakfast sandwich. You can put a piece of cheese in there if you want. And I'm going to wrap these up in some parchment paper. Put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer. And for breakfast, I'll take one, pop it in the microwave for about a minute. Voila. Breakfast sandwich. Yes, honey. They have good biscuit-like consistency, and I think the egg whites is what makes it have the bready consistency from the almond flour. They rose pretty well. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna do another batch, and we'll have these for breakfast this week. I can't wait to dive into it, guys. I'm gonna let those cool off so I can put them up, assemble my sandwiches rather, and that's going to be it. That is it for today. I'm gonna do my other batches now so I can go ahead and be finished for the day. But yeah, that is it. So, culinary tip for today, you know, basically is just, you know, with your ingredients that you use, you know, right now, I guess we're in, we have a lot of, I don't want to say perilous times, but kind of struggle times right now. Everybody, you know, we're trying to save $1. The gas prices are high. Food costs are up, and they're going up and up. And you want to be as frugal as you can. So um, try to think outside of the box when it comes to um, doing, shopping. Hold on just a minute, guys. This TV on. I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize the TV has been on all this time. But anyway, yeah, you want to try to be as frugal as you can for your groceries. And I think on several of my videos I have mentioned where I get some of my items. I get a lot of stuff from from Aldi. I shop at Save a Lot. And a lot of people don't shop at Save a Lot because Save a Lot's in the hood, but I'm telling you, you'll be surprised at some of those prices in there. Aldi really is kind of like an upper scale Save a Lot, For my meats and stuff, we go to our local meat market, and they have the meat packages that you can get. $20, $30, $40. You can get a meat package, and it's quite a bit of meat. They've gone up a little bit, but it's still cheaper than getting your meat in, say, Walmart or Publix or Aldi or Save a Lot. Also, I like to buy in bulk. Certain things that I use a lot of, I buy in bulk. I go to Costco, I go to Sam's, and I buy those things in bulk. Now, I will say, if you go to Costco or Sam, you need to Google, you need to just be aware of other prices. So shop around too. Sometimes Costco might not be the best choice, but for like cleaning supplies and stuff like that, I go to Costco. For most of my cooking stuff, I get it at Aldi or Save a Lot. I frequent Aldi a lot because their cream cheese, their heavy whipping cream, their eggs, the coffee creamer that I buy from there is much cheaper than anywhere else that I've seen. So fortunately, the Aldi is right down the street from me, and then I go in Walmart for things that I can't find in Aldi or Save a Lot. Walmart's right down the street, and then Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is a good spot too. I know I've talked about them quite a few times. I get foil from there. I get parchment paper from there. I get cooking utensils from there for $1.25. And then now because they've raised their price to $1.25, you might can find a better deal maybe at Family Dollar or General Dollar. But if you are limited on mobility and where you can go, or even just during these times where the gas prices are higher and you don't want to travel like that, you can use the apps. Like Family Dollar has an app, so does General Dollar. I don't think Dollar Tree has an app, but it don't matter. They don't have to have an app because everything's $1.25. Aldi, their sales paper comes in the mail. Save a Lot does too. And Walmart, they have an app. And Publix, I think they have an app as well. I don't have a Publix app. But anyway, utilize those apps so you can compare prices. Some people think, it's too time consuming. Well, it might be time consuming, but if it can save you, $50 on your grocery bill, that's quite a bit, because nowadays you need about $50 to fill up your car tank. So if you could save some on your grocery bill, it will help in the long run. So that's my spiel for today. I'm gonna get down off my soapbox about that. I just feel, you know, kind of strongly about just doing your research before you go shopping, understand who's selling what and at what prices. Um, if it's in your area, definitely check it out. I have to ride for a little bit to go to Save a Lot, but there are a couple of stores over there I frequent anyway, so I kind of make a day of it. I go to Save a Lot, I go to Bell's Outlet, I go to Ross, TJ Maxx, um, and there's a couple of other things over there that I go to. So I make a day of it, and I just do that. And I only do that maybe every 2 weeks, you know. So yeah, you have to just research and see what is your best option for what you use in your household. That is my culinary tip for today. It might not seem like it's a culinary tip, but you have to have ingredients in order to cook, right? All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share the video. And comment if you decide you want to try this recipe. Y'all have a great day and an even better week.